Hello everyone, Justin here, and for the next few videos I'm going to show you how I draw bubble letters. A good way to think about these is to think of a balloon, the long skinny balloons that clowns use to make animals. So what you basically have is kind of like a long sausage shaped balloon where you blow into this end and then it blows up towards the middle. But look what happens once they start folding it. Let's just fold this once in the middle, and what happens here is that it gets pinched right there in the middle, and maybe a couple wrinkle lines. Here's where you blew into the balloon, and now the air actually kind of blows up the two sections. I didn't blow it up as much here, but let me do that now. And this is what you get. You fold it a third time, so then what you have is even more emphasis on these folds and blowing up of the three sections. So this is the basic idea that I think about when I'm drawing these bubble letters. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the letter A. So here's the left side, and we're just gonna make these letters pretty curvy. Alright, so now we've got this one section here, two legs, and there's gonna be a crossing section. So we're gonna make the bottom section kind of round and then start pinching right here, and we're gonna curve this center section, and right here we've got this part and this part and this, and they're all gonna be kind of blowing up a bit. So let's just curve it, draw some curved lines like this, so that it looks like this section is now rounded, and this and this, and we can kind of extend these lines a little bit so that you kind of have these wrinkles just like I showed you with the balloons. Let's draw a B right next to it. Here's the upright stroke, and then we'll go into the two curved sections, and we'll just make the B like a normal B, but we'll do the same thing as far as the hole. So here's one section that's now kind of getting bigger, and then right here we've got this one section this way and this. So let's just draw a couple lines and color that in, and maybe I add a couple wrinkle lines there. And here let's make this one a little bit bigger. So here's the continuation of the upper stroke, the vertical stroke, and then now we can maybe make this part rounded, and then a small part here, and then this section, and again a couple wrinkle lines, and that's our B. Let's draw C. Same thing, we'll draw the outer part first and maybe curve it this way, and then we'll just have three sections. So we've got this center section here, and then the upper horizontal stroke, and again a couple wrinkle lines. Let's draw D, and we'll make it curved again, the vertical stroke right here, and we'll do the same thing as like this part. So there's like three sections, 1, 2, 3. So this section we'll round it off like that, and then this part round it off, and finally this section. Okay, so that would be our D. And you may want to make this part a little bit more pronounced as far as being a little bit straighter, just to make sure that it really looks like a D. But we've got this part, this section that's pretty vertical, so to me it looks like a D. Anyway, so let's go with E. And you can do this any number of ways. One way would be to keep it more vertical with the three horizontal sections. Here I'm going to kind of do it differently. So I'm starting with kind of like a C shape. Here's our top section, and now I'm continuing with the vertical section. So here's the one part and here's the second, and then I'll put in that middle, just make it round, and here I'm gonna have it kind of touching this. Okay, so now what I'm going to try to do is try to make this a little bit more three-dimensional by drawing a line that's off to the lower right of each letter, starting with the farthest left section, like the bottom of this A, and the upper right section here, and connect it with a curved line where it's thickest at the lower right. So let's look at this B. One way of looking at this is to draw, say, a 1/4 inch line at various points of the letter that point to the right, or should I say lower right. And what we're going to do then is we're going to connect the ends of these 1/4 inch lines all around, and you'll notice that it gets wider to the most lower right part of each letter. So it's the skinniest, the shadow, at the furthest left and right of the curved lines, if that makes any sense. So always try to keep the line at a 45-degree angle pointing to the right, and let's hook up this curve here and color it in. So the curved letters are a little bit trickier, but if you always keep in mind that the lines point 45 degrees to the right, you'll be able to do it. So we'll just go ahead and finish the rest, and I'll do another video that goes a little bit more in depth with making letters three-dimensional. Okay, so next let's make this a little bit more interesting still. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of taper some of these lines here, are fold lines, wrinkle lines. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add a highlight always on the upper left. So we can indicate the strongest highlight with a circle or an oval, and then the highlight starts to recede a little bit, and so we're going to draw a long teardrop shape. Okay, so here let's go ahead and draw our oval up here, and then again a teardrop shape, and you can even draw another teardrop shape up here, and here we're going to see a bit of a highlight on the upper left of this arm, and maybe here, and make these a little smaller so our biggest highlight will always be at the upper left. So again, for the C right here, and you don't have to always add these teardrop shape highlights, and here a smaller one, and we'll do the others. So that's it. This is how you draw bubble letters for A, B, C, D, and E, and I'll continue and do the other letters in subsequent videos. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you at the next video. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.